welcome back, or welcome if you've never been here before. If you've never been here before, my question is why. Okay, I don't really mind that you've joined us. Got all the Type G cannons. The bases are painted, primed and painted. I've got the cannons out. They've got to be painted black in a minute. And I've got the brass parts out here. Now, some of these brass parts have to be blacked and some have to be left as brass. So what I'm going to do is I'll take up the ones that have to be left as brass and put them on where they should go, and then I'll black the rest one at a time. So, yeah, I'm just waiting for these to set, then I'll paint these black. I'll be back in a few seconds. So a bit of time has passed. I didn't film me painting the cannons or cutting out the brass bits, but there, what I did, I left on this sheet, you can see I've left some little straight bits, which, going by the illustrations on the pictorial plan, I left as pieces of brass like that. The rest, these ones have to be rubbed down and then separated. This is the tops for that go above the cannon on the deck, and these are the little arrows which you'll see shortly. I put onto the front, the front of these bits. I have to make little slots in the fronts there, little slots there, and then those get pushed in there and glued in, obviously. Yeah, those brass bits, these bits, I'm looking at the plan while I'm talking. Yeah, they get put on the rear of these. So those little black bits will go in the front, and the brass bits go here at the rear on this bit here. The brass bits are in there. So I'm going to let these sit and dry out, and that'll probably take all night, but it's already time that I normally finish. So I told you it's going to be a long job. This is maybe one cannon an hour if I'm lucky, because I'll be going exceedingly slow with this to make sure I get everything in place, and that's before I start on the pulleys and the ropes and whatever. So cannons are a long job. See you in a few seconds. You can see I've got all my little bits. Now, I don't want to take them off the desk because I don't want to lose any of them. So, all my cannons are stuck to the board, which is very strange. Right. So, I can see some of them are going to need some touching up. That's alright. It's only little bits. So what I'm going to do is put this piece of paper where I'm not going to keep catching it with my hands. As you can see, I've got all the little bits laid out. Now, what I want to do is put the hooks on before, not the hooks, the rings. Put them all on before I start. I'm just going to see what orientation they have on them all. Okay, it looks like the ones that go in here are horizontal. And I can't work out if it's, it's two. Yeah, one down there, one up there. I can see that what I've got to do is make some holes, basically. Some of these are going to need more paint on them. White is showing through. I thinned the paint down yesterday to make it, well, to make it last longer. But I think it was false economy. So what I'm going to do, anyway, is we're going to need these little hooks. I keep calling them hooks, but their rings. Just these ones. And I know I've got one on the table here somewhere. Probably under here. No, there it is. I don't know where it came from. But I think what I've got to do, and I need my magnifier for this, just take the paint out the hole. Yeah, that'll be okay. Do that on both sides. Make sure that these will go in. Now, I'm going to take bets on how many of these end up on the floor. That's the first one. Just gone. It probably hit the camera. But, I mean, we've got plenty. So that's where it's going to go in there. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is repaint these before I do all this. Just give them another coat of paint and I'll come back to you. Guys, back in business again. Hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing. My hands won't get in the way. These little squares here, I'm looking for a magnifier, but these little squares here, I don't know if you can see, I've rubbed them down with sandpaper. Very hard to see, isn't it? But it's the best I can do, I'm afraid. So now they have to be trimmed with a knife and then they have to be stuck on these cannons. But before we do that, I am going to put the little, what I keep calling hooks, rings, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to put them into those cannon bases. Oh yeah, put it back in the box here. So, let's get some of these out. See how many I can throw on the floor. Put some of this on a board, like I did before. I'll find my little board that I used. Get my magnifier down so I can see what I'm doing. And what I'm going to try and do is pick up the hook, the ring. I will keep calling them hooks. They're not hooks until they're opened up. A little bit of glue on it. guys, that's 16 cannons mounted on their carriers. It don't take long to set either. The reason I press down on the sides after I put them on is the shapes aren't exactly conducive to these carriers, so you help them. Instead of sitting them in a pair of circular pliers and a pair of straight pliers, you just help to mould them to shape, and it works to an extent. It certainly comes out better when you see them finished. Now let that set before I lift them all out of the bases, because the bases then have to have these little arrows things put into them. That's an extremely fine job. I've got to work out a way of doing this where I won't cut my hands. So I'll be back in a few minutes. I don't know what happened to my video just now, but it seemed to have changed from one view to another, and then it switched itself off. So I'm trying to put these little pieces in the ends of this cannon base. Oh, just split it. That's not very good. Okay, that will have to be repaired. But what I'll do is I'll repair it after I put the little black thing in. That's no problem, it's just a little piece of super glue. So, these pieces are very, very small. So small that they can fall down the hole that you actually make when you're cutting it off. This one, that's the piece there. There's the other one. Okay. What I do is I wet my finger, pick it up, and catch it with the tweezers and transfer it to the slot just made on here. This one's going to need extra glue to hold it together. That's no problem. Hey guys, if I haven't said it before, look, I'm working through a magnifier to see what I'm doing here, because there's no way I could work with this without a magnifying glass. Even through the magnifier I'm struggling to pick it up. And that's just gone ping. Oops, ping back onto my finger, would you believe? I need to make a bigger slot for it, that's fine. The thing is, if you don't get all the little excess material off, the sprues as I call them, then you're going to make a bigger slot for it. Right. And when you concentrate on that one, you've got to make sure you don't accidentally pull the other one out. Okay, just two little pieces like that. So I'll get a bit more glue because I want it to seep into that piece of wood there. Let's see if I can get the wood to leach. Yeah, just got it to leach the super glue, so that's okay. There we go. And that's another one done. Okay, I'm going to carry on and do all 16 and I'll come back to you in a few minutes, a few seconds for you. As promised, all 16 are done. I did lose one, which is the other half of that one. I'm going to have a little search for it. I'm sure I'll find it. So I'm going to start doing pulleys. You'll probably get that on the next video, but if you like what I'm doing, please feel free to subscribe, like, share, comment if you like, please. If you subscribe and haven't already done so, you will see a notification icon, which is a bell, will come up. If you click on that bell, you'll be notified whenever any videos are posted on my channel, no matter what they are, whether for this ship or for something else, which I've been promising people for a while. Okay, my videos are normally posted on a Monday and a Thursday evening, so that means I'll be a bit editing tonight and getting it online. Okay, see you on the next one.